cyberbullying in schools and global, new terms and old concepts. There are three key concepts. Number one, definitions. Number two, data. And number three, discipline and directives. Cyberbullying. The definition is bullying that takes place using electronic technology. This includes cell phones, computers, tablets, social media sites, text messages, chats, websites. It is the act of intimidation or threats with electronic technology. And it is the repeated use of technology to harass, humiliate, or threaten others. It can be rumors, photos, anything that is meant to damage someone else. Because the use of technology is increasing, so is cyberbullying. If we look at the data and the facts of cyberbullying, we know the stronger prey on the weak. It has evolved with the increase in technology. 35% have sent screenshots of someone's status or photo just to laugh at them. The most common type of online harassment is mean comments at 22.5%. Cyberbullies harass people who deal with mental illness or have disabilities. And the most common targets are children, young adults, especially girls, students, and LGBT. Kids with less involved parents, those with depression or anxiety, these are the kids who display bullying behaviors. More data and facts will show that between 2008 and 2015, the number of teens who attempted suicide or had suicidal thoughts doubled as a result of cyberbullying. Cyberbullying can have serious impacts on self-esteem and mental health of those who experience it. Cyberbullying and mental health, about 41% have social anxiety, 37% depression, 26% have suicidal thoughts, while 25% have already self-harmed. 20% skipped class, 14% have an eating disorder, and 4% abuse drugs or alcohol. Cyberbullying in social media, we know that 42% occurs on Instagram, 37% on Facebook, 31% through Snapchat, 12% occurs through WhatsApp, 10% is on YouTube, and 9% is on Twitter. More data and facts. We know the most common types of online harassment are sexual remarks at 12.1%, online rumors at 20.1%, mean comments at 22.5%, and other would be consistent of pejorative words, threats, profile hacking, photo sharing without consent, and many more, which takes place at 45.3%. Cyberbullying is not just an issue in the US, it is a global issue. Teens who report being bullied say it was because of their appearance. 61% of them say it was their appearance. 25% say it was academic achievement or their intelligence. 17% says that they were cyberbullied because of race, while 15% say it was their sexuality. 15% say it was their financial status, 11% their religion, and 20% say it was because of something else. The top 3 countries where cyberbullying is the most prevalent are India, Brazil, and the United States. 1 in 3 people in 30 countries say they have been victims of cyberbullying. 1 in 5 reportedly skip school to avoid bullies and violence. So, with all of these facts and figures, what can be done? Well, speak up, stand up, and stay away. Monitor, talk, and spend time with kids. The number of U.S. states with cyberbullying laws by policy implementation. We see that 48% includes cyberbullying or online harassment. 44% criminal sanctions for cyberbullying or electronic harassment. School sanctions for cyberbullying happens at 45%. School policy at 49%. And 17% includes off campus. The frequency by which there's talking about the internet and online behaviors between parents and children, 46% say all the time, 39% say sometimes, and 12% say never. The effects: severe emotional scarring can occur, creating long-term symptoms of depression and, in some cases, suicide. Positive attitudes and influence can make a big difference. Encourage victims and witnesses to fight against it. Encourage several different steps. Number 1, stand up for others through courage. Number 2, stand up for others through compassion. Number 3, report it to someone. And number 4, fight against it. These experiences create damaging consequences. And these consequences range from everything from a decline in academic performance to thoughts about suicide and the act of suicide. Identifying perpetrators. Perpetrators are most often individuals with a history of negative and violent home environments. They are more susceptible and more likely to become a bully, and most times bullies are unsuspected by parents, teachers, and most everyone. One post, message, photo, it spreads to a plethora of others instantly. It takes anywhere from hours to days to become out of control and does serious damage to people. Technology has made it more easily accessible and more prevalent. Cyberbullying is intentional and it is done with malice. It is not a one-time thing or event. We know there's some new terms, but a lot of old concepts. It's important to express the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Resist the urge to bully back. While human nature and many kids feel like they should bully back, they need to resist this urge. It's important to encourage kids Don't kiss and tell. Many have fallen trap to sexting and other sexually provocative ways on the internet. The bully goes wherever technology goes, and that is everywhere. Kids trust in anonymity and deletion. They feel like if they are anonymous online, they stay anonymous online. And if they delete something, it disappears forever. And neither one of these are true. Many times the roles shift, and the bully can easily become a victim, and vice versa. All bullying is about power. And it is so very sad that we now have new terms like bullicide, which is a suicide due to bullying. As school leaders and educators, where do we fall with discipline and the law? Well, historically, it was believed schools only responded to behaviors on campus and not online. We know this is simply not true anymore. Federal law can now be used in certain cyberbullying cases, especially with civil rights. More than suspension and expulsion are needed because bullies will persist. Judiciary and balance of freedom of speech versus digital communication are hard lines to follow and a hard balance to create. More and more courts send the message that cyberbullying simply will not be tolerated. Almost every state has something on the books for cyberbullying in today's society. Law is always evolving, and schools seem to struggle with online behaviors and civil rights. As of January of 2015, and as of today, that has changed. 49 states, but today 50, have policies specific to cyberbullying. The default standard comes from Tinker versus Des Moines. And with this case, we now know that schools can appropriately address off-campus bullying. A few states criminalized cyberbullying with fines and jail time, and some states direct schools to deal with their cyberbullying. Schools' abilities to intervene in off-campus cyberbullying is still murky water. However, some courts have upheld the actions of school administrators and discipline of students for off-campus behavior. JS versus Bethlehem ruled and made clear that schools should have this authority. The 6 primary elements to constitute effective school policy. We see the number 1 is specific definition of harassment, intimidation, and bullying needs to happen, and this is to include electronics and cyberbullying. Number 2, graduated consequences and remedial actions need to take place. Number 3, procedures for reporting. Number 4, procedures for investigating. Number 5, language specific to students' off-campus behavior. And number 6, there need to be procedures for the prevention of cyberbullying. Targeted responses, a comprehension, and demonstrably effective. These need to happen. Due diligence involves more than just applying immediate response. It demands that the response move behaviors in the desired direction. One study showed that even when schools did not allow students to use cell phones, cyberbullying did not fall, and the race, ethnicity, nor any other factor made a difference in any of these findings. As teachers, educators, and as school leaders, we have the power to empower our kids. Go and empower.